Hey everyone, this is Ashish from Developer Hut and welcome to the next topic of Go for Beginner series, which is loops. So what exactly loops, right? So let's say if you want to run same code again and again for a particular number of times, then in that case, we call this repetition as a loop. Now loop will help you to achieve to run particular block of code again and again. Now we have for loop in Go, which will help you to loop through particular block of code for certain number of times. Okay. Now the most important thing over here is for loop is the only loop available in Go. We don't have any other statements for looping. Okay. For loop also comes in two different flavors in Go that anyway we will go into see shortly. So the syntax is very simple. So syntax is for, then we have statement, the first statement, okay, then we have the second statement. I'll just simply copy this, okay, then semicolon is required, and then we have a third statement, okay, and then you start the curly brace and you can enter your code block. What are the code that you want to run here? Okay, now what exactly these statements are? Okay, so the first statement which you provide is basically used to initialize. So this will basically used to initialize your counter. Okay, the counter variable by which you want to run this loop for particular number of times. Okay, then we have the next statement, which is basically kind of a condition. Okay, so this condition will determine the how much at what time this loop should break. Okay, and then we have the third statement, which is basically update your counter. Okay, which will updating your counter continuously. Now this, if this conditions true, right, so this will initialize your counter. First statement, this will determine the condition by which this particular code block will run. If this true, then this block will run. Okay, and last is the increment or decrement. It will update your counter value here. Okay, now whenever your code block, this code block is executed, this particular execution is called as a iteration. Okay, so this execution is basically called as a iteration. Now let's see very simple example here. So we'll try to create one loop. So using same syntax, so we have for, I will say I equal to 0, which is our statement 1, which is initialize. Okay, then semicolon, then we will give a condition, the second statement. So I will say I less than 5, semicolon, and then lastly we will update the counter, so I plus plus. Okay, and then we'll add one print statement. So I will say fmt dot println, and I will say I. Okay, so let's try to run this code. So I will say go run and loops.go. So here you can see, so first time when I is initialized, I is less than 5, this condition is true. Okay, it will execute the loop and then increment the I. Okay, next time I is 1, then again this condition is true and it will execute the block of code. Okay, so this is how for loop works. So now there are few more keywords which are available in Go which will help in a loop. So let's say if you want to skip one iteration, then in that case you can use the continue keyword. Okay, so for example, let's say I will say if I equal to 3, okay, then I will say continue. Okay, so what happened in that case? If I, whenever I is equal to 3, this line is skipped. Okay, it will continue the loop again from here. Okay, let's try to run this. So here you can see 3 is not printed. Okay, Similarly, we also have the break statement. Okay, so break statement is basically used to break the entire for loop. It will stop the complete for loop. Okay, so let's try this. So I will say if I, let's say equal to 4, okay, then I will say break. Okay, so let's try to run this. So here you can see after 4 it already for loop is breaked. Okay, so this is the use of a break statement. Now next is you can use one for loop inside another for loop, which is called as a nested loop. Okay, so one loop inside another loop. So let's see one very simple example. Let's try to navigate the array. Okay, so I will say array 1. I will declare and define one array. So I will say let's it's a 2 value, which is of int, and say 1 comma 2. Okay, and then I will say array 2. Then I will say it is of 3, and I will say int and 1 comma 2 comma 3. And let's try to navigate this. So I will say for, I will say I colon equal to 0, which is initialize condition. Okay, then we will find the length of the array and use in that condition. So let's say I less than, so we use a length function to find the length of the array. Okay, and lastly we will say I plus plus. Okay, then again we will create one more for loop. So I will say for, let's say j colon equal to 0. So why j? Because we already define I here. Okay, then we will use j less than, which is length of array 2. Okay, and I will say j plus plus. Okay, and then let's print this. So I will say fmt dot printf. Okay, and I will say %v into %v and equal to %v, and we'll also add a slash in. So let's do this. So I will say first value is array of I. Okay, arr1 of I, then arr2 of, let's say j, right, and then we will add the product. So array 1 of I, this value, into array 2 of this value. Okay, now let's try to run this. So here you can see we navigated the array and we got the result. So this is how we can nest one for loop inside the another for loop. So for loop is very heavily used in programming languages, especially not in Go, but in almost all programming languages. So as of now, as I said, for loop is the only loop which is available, but there is a one more different version of for loop is available that we will be going to see in the next session. So if you have any question, please add it in the comment section below. Try to do as much as exercises as you can. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.